The topic for today is going to be the unitary and federal features of the Indian Constitution. A very important topic. Unitary and federal features of the Indian Constitution. See, the Constitution of India is very unique. Okay, because of this reason, yes, you can come and sit in the front. Somehow you can sit here. Just go by this bench so that you can see and just ask some question. Okay, better come, yes. Better go by this place. I think more to come. Unitary and federal features of the Indian Constitution. So see, before I discuss the features, we have to know what is unitary and what is federal and basic. Okay, when I say unitary, it means all the powers are concentrated in the center. The central government, that means the central government. The center means the central government. All the powers is at the hands of the center, not in the hands of the state government. We have 28 states. We all know in India, we have 28 states. So, when I say unitary, power is not given to the state. All the powers and functions are going to be exercised only by the central government. That is by the Prime Minister of India. But when I say federal means division. Federal means division. Division of power between center and states. That's all. When I say federal, it means divisions of powers between center and states. Completely. Powers is going to be given to the states by the center directly. No interference. Everything will be in the hands of the center. That means neoliberal government. Not each state has a government. They are independent, they have the freedom. So, India has a mixed form of government because of this. The government of India has a mixed form of government, which means it is federal in spirit but unitary in character. That means we have a mixed form of government. Half is federal, half is unitary. So today, the topic for today is going to be unitary and federal features. We will discuss it. We will discuss independently. So firstly, let us discuss the unitary features. Okay, where the center is more powerful than the state. In short, when I say unitary features, it means the center is more powerful than the state. The center will control everything. So let's see, in which area the center is control the state in India. I hope you will be studying these days. Yes. Polity is almost coming to an end. By today, we will complete at least 80% of the Indian polity. Alright, for the first page and all, see, you are 28 of you. Okay, most probably this year also some of you will crack. Next year, many of you, we can expect everyone. So see, when you have the right methods, no one can drop you. Please remember. So see, you have to know Indian, the Constitution of India is federal in form, but unitary in spirit. Often asked in NPSC. The Constitution of India is federal in form but unitary in spirit and character. Often asked in NPSC. Federal in form but unitary and character. That means when you see just like the summary, okay, you feel like the Constitution of India is federal. The power is given to the state, but actually in practice, it is the central government which controls the entire states. That is what we mean by it. So today, you might get an essay in this from federal in form by unitary character. 50 marks. Explain. means. So nothing is hard. Now I'm going to give you the unitary features. So no confusion, no confusion. We will go very slowly today. Okay. We'll go very slowly. Unitary features. Number 1. Appointment of governor. The first feature is appointment of governor. Okay. Appointment of governor. Remember, the governor is the head of the whole Indian state, and the governor is appointed by the President of India. The first unitary feature is appointment of governor. It is the president who appoints the governor of all the Indian state, and the governor is the head of the state. So indirectly, it is the governor who controls the entire states. That's why now, see, it is very controversial. See, we feel like we have a federal form, but no, the governor is appointed by the center, and yes, come in. Governor is an agent of the, yes, come in the first bench. The governor is the agent of the central government, because at the end of the day, it is the president who appoints the governor. So indirectly again, the center is controlling all the Indian states. This is the first unitary features. This is the first unitary features. Number 2. All India service. All India services. You just take the example of 2. All India services, appointment of an all India services, IAS and IPS officer. Who appoints this person? It is the UPSC. UPSC means the central government. Now remember, you see the Chief Secretary of Nagaland. Chief Secretary is appointed by the central government. IAS officer. Only an IAS officer who cracked UPSC is going to be appointed as the Chief Secretary. You will never reach the rank of a Chief Secretary if you crack NBC exam. No. Again, the IPS, the DGP of Nagaland, who appoints him? It is the central government. So indirectly, all these people are from the center and they are controlling the state because they are the head of the department. Chief Secretary controls all entire state administration. So again, indirectly, it is the center which controls the Indian states. So another unitary features, all India services. You crack NBC, you become a TSP. You crack NBC, you become an ESC. But no, you will never reach the rank of a Chief Secretary or DGP of Nagaland. It is only by the central government. So again, it is the central government which indirectly controls the Indian state. This is another unitary features. Yes, you can add. Today we are discussing about unitary and federal features of the Indian Constitution. Okay, which means unitary means where the center controls all the Indian states. Unitary means where the center controls all the states in India. When I say federal, it means the power is given to the state. Everyone is independent. Okay, so now as of now we are discussing about the unitary feature, which means in what area the center controls every Indian state. That is the main topic today. In which area the center directly controls all the Indian states and union territories. That is what we are discussing today. First is the unitary features. No power is given. When I say unitary, every power is concentrated in the hands of the center. Every power is in the hands of the central government, not the state government. So this is the reason we are discussing. 2 features we are done. Number 3. CAG. Audit and account. You came across Comptroller, yes, Comptroller and Auditor General. Comptroller and Auditor General, you came across CAG, a constitutional post which you have already discussed. CAG, Comptroller and Auditor General. Again, all India, CAG, there is no state CAG. The Comptroller and Auditor General is appointed by the President of India, which means the central government. Again, all the monies which is given to all the Indian states is going to be audited by this person known as CAG. So again, indirectly, it is is the CHE, which controls all the audit and account department of the state government. Here again, no more state. The state doesn't have any power. It is the central government. As a CID, okay, as an investigation agency, they will come to every state and they will see whether the money which is spent allowed was spent on the right purpose or not. So indirectly again, it is a CHE which controls all the financial powers of the state government. So another unitary features. No more powers to the state. It is the power which is given to the central government, and it is the central government which controls all the activities of the state financial activities. The CAG, Comptroller Auditor General. Number 4. Okay, someone will tell me what is Article 249? Yes, please tell me. Article 249. Yes, here. What is this Article 249? Yes? By which? By Parliament, yes. Rajya Sabha. Absolute power again. Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha. Again, the Rajya Sabha at any time, okay? Even at any time. The Rajya Sabha can make laws in any Indian state. Any Indian state government, they can make laws anytime by passing a resolution supported by 2/3 majority. Anytime. Article 249, absolute power of the Rajya Sabha, which means the central government. Again, even in these normal circumstances, we are having a peaceful time now. In Nagaland, as of now, we are living harmony, peacefully. No law and order problem, but even in this case, the Rajya Sabha, if they want to make laws in the state of Nagaland, they can make, which means they can interfere, which means indirectly again, they control the state list. They can even make laws here anytime. So another unitary features, another areas where the center is controlling the state, another interference. So this is the reason why the state is there comes tension between the center and the state. Even though we feel like, okay, we have a chief minister, we have a council of ministers, but no, anytime Rajya Sabha can make laws in the state list, anytime. So another unitary features. Next point. Next point. A power of governor to reserve bill for president's signature. Absolutely again. Signature. Sometimes, remember, Rio Ministry, Nippy Rio led government in the state legislative assembly will pass a bill. Yes, but this time, La Ganeshan, the governor of Nagaland, can say, no, this year I will not sign the money bill. This year I will not sign the ordinary bill. I will reserve the bill for the president. I will not sign this year, but I will give the bill to the president for signature. In this condition, the president will keep the bill pending anytime, no limit, no time frameworks. This is too important. For how many days, for how many months, the president can keep a bill pending which has been reserved by the governor of that particular state? Unlimited. The president will say, I will not sign. Anytime. In that conditions, the government of Nagaland will not get money. So this is too important again. Another absolute power of the central government. Sometimes the governor of Nagaland will say, no, I will not sign this bill. I will reserve it for the president of India for signature. In that conditions, the president of India can keep the bill pending indefinitely. That means no limit. Even a year, 2-3 years, he can keep the bill pending. So another area where the center is interfering in the state indirectly, even in the state bill. So another unitary features. So people are very much the state government is very much worried about. Okay, we are having a state government, but why all this? Because we have a mixed form of government. Okay, where center is going to interfere in the state anytime. So please remember all this. When you are serving in the state, you might become a minister one day. But all these features you have to remember, not only for the examination point of view, but as just a concerned citizen, you have to know all this. Number 6 is emergency provisions. Emergency provision. I have discussed this. Emergency powers. Again, what will happen during emergency? Who becomes more powerful? The state or the center? What will happen if emergency is declared in Nagaland? Obviously, we have 3 types of emergency: national emergency, state emergency, and financial emergency. But in all these conditions, it is the central government which will interfere in the state government. In fact, the center is going to control every Indian state during the national, during all these emergency. This is too important again. During emergency situations, war with Pakistan, war with China, or a law and order problem, chief minister is suspended, state assembly is dissolved. Who will make laws? It is the government of India, the central government, the parliament, which will make laws in every Indian states. So in this condition, even in the emergency provision, this is one of the direct features where the center controls the states directly. Emergency provision is one of the field where the center directly interferes in the state of every government. That means the center will interfere in the state government. Alright, anytime. So this is too important. Remember this. This is too important. Okay, first match, emergency. How many types of emergency are there in India? Yes? How many types of emergency are there? Yes? You came across? Absolutely 3. Yes, here it is one. National emergency. One is state emergency. The last one is the financial emergency. So, in all these conditions, it is the government of India which will interfere in every Indian states. Okay, if the state budget is going to be bust, it is the government of India which will bust. So again, complete interference. Okay, directly they are interfering in the state. That means it's a unitary features. Next. Unitary features is going to be the single citizenship, single constitution. In India, we have just one citizen. We don't have a citizens of the state. There is only one citizen of India. If the government of India cancels your citizenship, you become an illegal immigrant or refugee now. If you go to America, in America they have 2 citizens. America is made up of 50 states. In India, we have only 28 states. But if you go to America, we have 50 American states. So in America, what is there is that they have 2 citizens. Alright, they have 2 citizens. First is you are citizens of the country and you are also citizens of that particular state. You might be from California, okay, you might be from New York. You know, if you lose the citizens of the country, you can still hold the citizens of your states. So you are almost independent, right? But in India, only one citizen. Government of India will give you only one citizen. If they cancel your citizen, now you are a refugee or you are illegal immigrant. So now again, the state doesn't have much. Even though we are all staying in Nagaland, we don't have the citizenship of Nagaland. Only one citizen, citizens of the country. So here also, citizenship also who controls it? It is the government of India, not the state. Even for citizenship, it is the government of India, which directly controls all the states. So again, another unitary features. So we are very much concerned about our citizens, and it solely depends upon the government of India whether you are illegal immigrant or you are legal citizens of India. You see Bangladesh? Yes or no? They are trying to come to India now. What is happening in Bangladesh now? Assam now, they have come to Assam, even to Nagaland. But that citizenship is going to be given only by the government of India. Nothing has to do with by the state government. Next is single constitution. Again, we have just one constitution. to America, they will have two constitutions: citizens of the state, constitution of the country. But in India, only one single constitution, that is there in the center. So everything from the center, nothing outside the center. It is the center which controls everything. So just single constitution. Again, here also, the state doesn't have in Nagaland, we don't have a constitution. We have to all depend upon the government of India. That means the central government, which means everything is controlled by the center. Everything is controlled by the government of India. Everything is controlled by the government of India. So that is known as single constitution. So these are all unitary features. These are all unitary features. Next. Integrated judiciary. Okay. Integrated judiciary means we have district court, we have high court, we have supreme court. However, it is the supreme court at the end of the day which controls all the court in India. That means again here also the government of India, the central government, because Supreme Court is not there in the state. Supreme Court is there only in the New Delhi, which means in the center. So again, even in the judgment, it is the Supreme Court which controls all the judgment, which gives all the judgment. They have the power. They have the power even to cancel the judgment of the High Court. See, district court. Even though the High Court has given a judgment, it is the Supreme Court who can cancel it. So again, it is the government of India, the Supreme Court, which controls all the entire judiciary in India. So Supreme Court means the government of India, the central government. So even in judiciary, no freedom is given to the state. No. Even though the High Court will give a judgment, the district court will give you a judgment, but no, the Supreme Court will cancel that. So it is the central government, again, even in the judiciary, which controls the entire judicial system in India. So it is a unitary feature again. It is the government of India which controls the judiciary in India. Last point before break. No equal representation in Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. You see, if you see Uttar Pradesh sent 80 Lok Sabha members, but from Nagaland only 1. You see, so which voice is going to be taken? If you go to Uttar Pradesh, they have 80 Lok Sabha seats. But in Nagaland, we say just 1. Don't you think you'll get more allowance, Nagaland? No, I don't think so. It is the Uttar Pradesh which will have dominate the smaller states. So again, even though in the parliament again, everything is dominated by the bigger state. So again, here also some smaller state will not have a greater share allowance. That's the reason. Again, no equal representation. This is another unitary feature again. Now, almost the smaller state will have no voice. You go to Manipur, you go to Arunachal Pradesh, you go to Goa, Nagaland, just 1 seat. But if you go to Uttar Pradesh, if you go to Bihar, if you go to West Bengal, they have 40 above, 42. Uttar Pradesh has 40. So the bigger state is going to dominate the smaller state. So for us, we have Bangla Nongya, Rajya Sabha member, 1 Lok Sabha from Nagaland. You see Subhamoran, but no voice, just 1 person, what can he do? So the greater state is going to dominate the smaller state. So even in this case, the greater state is going to control the smaller state. So it is another unitary features. Indirectly, the government of India is run by this state, by these people. Okay. Just like Bihar, Rajasthan, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, these are the states which actually runs the country, not the smaller states. So it is another unitary features. So there are so many, but these are some of the unitary features which makes the system very complex. That means the government of India is directly controlling all the state. No freedom is given. No freedom is given now. Okay, there are no time to give freedom to the state. So this is known as the unitary features. Any confusion? Here, any confusion? Yes, you can ask any questions if you have unitary features. The governor can reserve the bill for the president. Yes, we have just one election system. Single election system. Last point. Did I discuss the election system? Last point. Okay, last point. Single election system. Okay. We have just one body which is known as ECI. It is known as Election Commissions of India. We have just a single body known as the Election Commissions of India, which conduct election to the center and state. That shows that the elections of every Indian state is directly controlled by the central government. See, last year we have election in Nagaland. You see, last year we have election in Nagaland. Who conducted the election was the government of India, the central government, known as Election Commission of India. There is no separate state election commission, except for the Panchayati Raj system. There is no separate state election commission. Remember, this you have to remember. Only one body. The Election Commission of India is concerned only about elections of the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, President, Vice President, and the State Legislative Assembly and Council. Alright, the elections of the Panchayat is different, but for this we have just a single election body. We have just a single election body. So you have to remember this. This is a very important topic. So see, during election, what is going to happen? During elections, Central Armed Forces will come, paramilitary forces, the CRPF, the Assam Rifle is going to come, and the officers are from the government of India. The IAS, IPS officers, they want to come. So it shows that even the elections, no freedom is given to the state. The state is just to give the assistance. Okay, just to give the assistance. It is the election commission, the government of India, which conduct the election. They will declare the election date, they will conduct the election, they will declare the election. So everything is in the hands of the central government. So even in the state election, no power, no freedom to the state. The state is nothing. Okay, it is the government of India which conduct the election. So another unitary feature is going to be the single election system. The commissions and all, the ECI, election commissions. We are demanding, give us separate election commission. We want to conduct our own election, but no, it is never going to be given. It is never ever going to be given. The government of India will every time conduct the elections of all the Indian states. That shows that indirectly the chief minister, everything is under the control of the government of India. So this is all the unitary features that we have discussed today. Okay, any confusion here? Unitary features. If you don't have any confusions, we will move to the next topic, known as the federal features of the Indian Constitution. The federal features of the Indian Constitution. Most of you will be appearing only next year, right? But this year, some of you will be appearing. So if you are for this year, now is the best time. Okay. Advertisement is coming up. Okay, next week advertisement is going to come up. September 1st week, advertisement is coming up. Our interview will end up on this coming Friday. Friday is the last day for an interview. So next is for you if you are going to be for this year. But most probably, most of us, 80% of us are going to appear only for next year. Our target is 2025, not 2024. Okay, so your strategy should be in that way. Please make sure that. Now we will discuss about the Federal features of the Indian Constitution. Okay. Federal means, I said it is division. Federal means division. Federal means just division. What is division? What kind of a division? Powers. Powers are divided between center and state government. Now here, no difference. Complete power is given to all Indian states. That is why India has a mixed form of government. Even though I said that we discussed the unitary features, there are so many federal features where you are almost independent. Even though you are living in the same country, you're almost independent. So let's see which are the areas in where the state is almost independent, no interference by the government of India. Federal. Number one, let's see. Dual polity. The first federal features of Indian Constitution is dual polity. Dual polity is the first features of the Indian Constitution, which means that we have a government in the center, we have a government in every Indian state. Dual polity means we have a government in the center. The Prime Minister of India is Narendra Modi. Narendra Modi is heading the central government. In Nagaland, we have Nipuri was the Chief Minister of Nagaland. That means we have two government. Central government, one is state government. That is what we mean by dual polity. Dual polity means we have two government. One is in the center, the other is in every Indian state. So independent, almost independent, no interference. As long as you are having no law and order problem, running the state smoothly, no interference by the government of India. Rio is happy, Rio is independent. Every time Rio. Why? Because Rio is independent. He has his own government. He is the Chief Minister of Nagaland. Immediately along with BJP is running the state. No interference. So almost there's a government in the center, there's a government in every Indian state. No interference. As long as they are happy, as long as they are living in peace, no interference by the government of India. Except in certain circumstances, like an emergency provision. As of now, Rio is happily doing his work, administrations, schemes, contracts, and all. Everything, the governance of the day, he is carrying out. So that is what we mean by the dual polity. Number one, the federal features. Powers is completely divided between the central and the state government. No interference. Number two, reading Constitution. We have a constitution. Reading Constitution, one of the longest reading Constitution in the world. Okay, that means every state government, every central government is deriving its power from the central government. No interference. The state also derives its power from the Constitution. The government of India also derives its power from the Constitution. So here, everyone is independent. No interference. No, why should the center interfere? If the center is trying to interfere, the Constitution will take its own course. Okay, judiciary is going to interfere. Remember, if the center is trying to control the state through illegally, it is the judiciary which will interfere. Any law passed by the parliament will be considered as invalid. Suppose a law is passed in the parliament and that law is somehow against the constitution, against the state, that law is going to be cancelled. Because everything has to be functioning according to the constitution. No person is above the constitution. That is why the center, the president, no person is above the constitution. Everyone has to be in accordance with the constitution. That's why state is almost independent. The state also derives its power from where? Not from the center, but from the constitution. There is one constitution in India, just a single constitution, and we all derive its power from the constitution. So that is why here again power is completely divided. Number 3. Independent judiciary. independent judiciary. What is this independent judiciary? That means Supreme Court will also give a judgment in the center. High Court will also give a judgment in every Indian state. District Court will also give a judgment in every district. No interference, independent. Okay, if the District Court gives the judgment, that is final. Okay, the higher court will only differ only in exceptional cases. So almost independent. If you go to the District Court, okay, the District Court will give you a judgment, and that is going to be taken. In the High Court, it is independent. High Court is the highest court in every Indian state. No interference. If the High Court give a judgment, no interference by the government of India. Only in certain exceptional cases. That is why almost independent. Independent judiciary means what? The lower court, the higher court, the district court, the subordinate court give its own judgment. No interference by the Supreme Court. Except in certain circumstances. So that's the reason, again, the High Court is also independent. The district court is also independent. The subordinate court is also below the district court. There is a subordinate court, independent. Okay, so why the government is never going to interfere? So high court is almost the highest court in every Indian state. So this is another power is divided. The Supreme Court gives power to the High Court. No interference. Power is completely given. Next is rigid constitution. Rigid constitution means it is very hard to change the constitution of India. Okay, this is another federal features. It is very hard to change the constitution of India. Remember that. Remember that. It is very hard to change the constitution of India, which means almost we have 28 states, but it is very hard to break up the state or change the state. It is very hard. So the constitution can be amended only in a rigid manner. We need two-thirds absolute majority. So see, even though we feel like we are living in the government of India, so the parliament can change or redraw the boundary of India anytime. But no, it is very hard. Only in exceptional cases, the parliament, that means the central government is going to interfere, or else we are living happily. So rigid constitution means it is very hard to change the constitution. So that makes a federal feature. That means we are secured. Nagaland is a state. It will never be district. Okay, it can be district only in certain circumstances, exceptional cases, but not possible. The state can be district only in certain circumstances, or else we're almost secured. It is never going to be district. So only in certain circumstances, so we're almost independent again. Next is representation in the parliament. Representation in the parliament. Representation in parliament. Remember, we have two houses. We have Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Lok Sabha represents the people of India in general. Lok Sabha represents the people of India in general. This is very important. The Lok Sabha represents the people of India in general, whereas Rajya Sabha represents the Indian states and union territory, which you remember. Lok Sabha represents the people of India, all of the Indian, 140 billion Indian represents in the Lok Sabha. Whereas the Rajya Sabha, it represents all the Indian states and union territories. So what do you mean by that? It means your demands, your grievances, your problem is represented by your MP, Mrs. Subramanian. Lok Sabha, we have Mrs. Subramanian, which will represent the people of India in general. Whereas in the Rajya Sabha, it is the Bangla Bongya who represents the grievances, the demands of the Nagas in general. So see, everything is wonderful. Your problem is represented by these people, this person, so it's going to be solved. It's going to be solved. So another federal features. Even though we say parliament, but that parliament in short is made by all your states. In short, the parliament is made by all the Indian states. So even though in short, the decisions of the center will never go against your state. Okay, that decisions will every time be in your favor. So no worry, because it is your person. Paunong is from Nagaland. So Mr. Solomon is from Nagaland. So how can he make a laws in the parliament which is against the people of the Nagas and general? So that's the reason. It is another federal features of the Constitution of India. Representation in the parliament. Representation in the parliament. Alright, this is very important. Representation in the parliament. So this is what we mean by all this. So these are the federal features of the Indian Constitution. Any more confusions? We will discuss some points where there is a tension between the government of India and the state government. Okay, you might get an answer indirectly in this point. This is the reason where there is a tension between the government of India and the state government. So let's see some of the features where there is a tension. Let's see. The governor, appointment of governor. Take the example, governor and the president. Let's see the governor and president. Okay, let's see the governor. The governor is appointed by the President of India, which means the central government. So now, take the example in Nagaland. Take the example in Nagaland. In Nagaland, if the government of Nagaland is run by INC, Indian National Congress. Okay. Now there will be conflict now. There will be a tension now. The chief minister of Nagaland is from the Congress. Whereas in the central government we have BJP now. Narendra Modi is the Prime Minister of India now. Now there is a conflict going on. This is too important. Now take the example. We all know that BJP will appoint only a BJP governor. He will never appoint a person who is from the Congress or other parties. Only from the BJP, a person is going to be appointed as governor. So in that conditions, the Chief Minister of Nagaland, say Mr. A. Mr. A is the Chief Minister of Nagaland, who is from the Congress party. Mr. A is the Chief Minister of Nagaland from the Congress party. Now they're going to have a tension because we all know the Chief Minister of Nagaland wants governor to be like a father, no partiality, impartial person. But no, governor is an agent of the. This is too important. Governor has two functions. He is the head of the state as well as he is an agent of the central government. That is why the role of governor is too controversial. And that is why the tension comes. This is the one reason where the tension is going on. This is the one reason where the tension is going on. Okay, the tension is always there. We all know. Now in Nagaland, La Ganeshan, we have a governor in Nagaland which is known as La Ganeshan. La Ganeshan is 100% from the BJP. So they are enjoying. Rio, Patton, all they are enjoying. The Chief Minister of Nagaland, Rio, is enjoying with La Ganeshan because they are from the same party. But there comes a time, there will come a time when if Rahul Gandhi becomes the Prime Minister, 1 or 2 years, after at least 1 or 2 years, if Rahul Gandhi becomes the Prime Minister of India, he will remove La Ganeshan. Absolutely, he is going to remove La Ganeshan. And he will appoint a congressman as the governor of Nagaland. In that conditions, now there is conflict going on. Okay, now governor sometimes will say, okay, you pass a bill, but the bill which you pass in the assembly, I never going to sign. Now that bill I will reserve to the President of India. Here comes the tension. This is the main problem here. Even though there is a constitution, there is something written in the constitution. Yes, the governor can reserve any types of a bill which is passed in the state assembly for the President of India for signature. Any type of bill. Remember, any type. Money bill, finance bill, ordinary bill, private bill, public bill. Any type of a bill, the governor can reserve that for a president. This year, no, I will not sign the bill. This year I said, I'm never going to sign the bill. In fact, I will reserve to the President of India. And in that case, now the government has no more power. The state has no more power now. We will have to wait for 1 to 2 years again. So it's like a punishment. Yes, it's like an evolution. It's like a punishment. So in this, like this, the center keeps a check on the state government. And anytime, who knows, the governor might impose president rule. Yes, president rule is there again. So this is the condition. So remember, this is one of the tension between center and state. And next is, let's see, emergency power. Another one more tension. Another one more tension. Emergency power. Okay. Emergency power. Nobody wants to have this. Okay. No state government likes emergency. No state government wants emergency. Emergency means absolute control of the state by the government of India. What will happen in emergency? We all know we have 3 types of emergency, but financial emergency has never been launched in India. Fortunately, we are happy to have a very good economy. Financial emergency has never been launched in India, but the 2 emergency, national emergency and state emergency has been imposed so many times. So what will happen? Nobody wants to have this. When the national emergency is there, okay, one more question. When the national emergency is imposed, will there be a chief minister? Here. Once national emergency is imposed, will there be a chief minister? Here. Yes, the chief minister will be there. I am telling you, it is there. The chief minister is there. Only here. In the state emergency, the CM is not there. In short, the state executive assembly is dissolved. So how can we have a chief minister? Suspended. Chief minister is completely suspended. But in national emergency, we have a CM. But everything comes under the control of the central government. If a law is to be passed in Nagaland, the government of India is going to pass. There's a CM, but just for nominal. Just for nominal. He's there. This is very important. The chief minister will be still there, but all the orders have to be taken from the government of India. The chief minister cannot pass a bill. He has to wait for the order of the government of India, which means the parliament of India. But here in the state emergency, no more chief minister. Chief minister is absolutely suspended. The state legislative assembly is dissolved. MLA is there. Chief minister will remain as an MLA, but not as a CM. No, 60 elected members of Nagaland will still be there. They are MLAs, but with no powers. Paralyzed, suspended. Okay, no more powers. This is the only reason. Any confusion? This is the tricky point. In national emergency, there is a CM, but you have to take the control of you have to take the orders of the government of India. But in the state emergency, no more chief minister. Chief minister is not there. This is the reason why we are having all these issues. So nobody wants to have all this emergency. See, sometime, national emergency is never going to be imposed anytime. Okay, national emergency means the worst situation in India, wars and all. Okay, when we have war with Pakistan, China, and all, only it's going to be imposed. But state emergency, it has been often misused by the central government. Another more tension. This is another one tension between the central and state government. You can expect this in maths. Where is one more tension you will find? One more tension is state emergency. Sometimes, if Congress come back to power this time, they want to keep a check on the government of Nagaland. Who knows? Just on the mere suspicion of law and order. Suppose if there is a law and order problem in Dimapur, just because the law and order problem in Dimapur, the governor might report to the Rahul Gandhi, government of India. In Nagaland, we have a law and order problem. We cannot have a stable government. So let's impose president rule. Article 356. So in that conditions, so many times Article 356 will be misused for maximum time. Every prime minister is going to misuse it. The governor of Nagaland, who is a Congress, and he wants to have a Congress government. So just on the basis of law and order problem, he might recommend to the president, we need a president role in Nagaland. So in that condition, again, the Chief Minister Rio is going to be dismissed. Rio is going to be dismissed anytime. So that is the reason we have to be very much careful. Tension minister, every time tension minister, because there is something within the constitution. No person is above the constitution. Or who knows? Now, see, take example, Rio. Rio has how many MLA? It lists 26. And BGP is 12. So almost more 31. Yes or no? Rio in BGP has how much MLA? It lists 26. And BGP is it lists 1, 2. All together, it lists 38. They're running the state, but who knows? They might merge with Congress. Some of them might merge with Congress. And who knows? In these conditions, the governor of Nagaland will dismiss the state government of Nagaland. After they appoint another Congress as the chief minister of Nagaland. Anytime within 5 years. So this is the tension going on. Okay, so this is one of the every time the tension which you will get in this unitary and federal features. There is a fight going on between the government of India and the state government. So it keeps a check. Last is allowance. Last tension is allowance. Okay. Take the example. The salaries of Nagaland is at least 5,000. I'm just giving the example. Our salary for 1 year is 5,000. Okay. So there, no more tension. Whether it's a Congress, PGP, any type of a government, they will give the salaries. 5,000. 5,000. But allowance for schemes, contract, yes or no? Special allowance. If you are now, Modi is the Prime Minister, and almost Nagaland is run by the BGP because Rio is alliance with BGP. So he might get even, okay, 1,000 crore is for the state of Nagaland this year. It's a huge allowance, special allowance for the state of Nagaland. But here comes the time, if Rahul Gandhi becomes the Prime Minister, what will happen? I don't think Rahul Gandhi will give 5,000. Rahul Gandhi might distribute it to 300. This 300 crore is only for you because the state of Nagaland is not run by Congress. It's a state motherly treatment. Okay, this is possible. It is happening in every Indian state now. That's the reason this tension is going on. These are some of the tension. These are some of the tensions. Last one more. Article 365. Article 365 says that any law passed by the parliament should be enforced in every Indian state. One more emergency is coming, the state emergency. Okay, it's a state emergency. One more article is coming. Suppose a law is passed in the parliament, but if some state said, no, I will not pass this law in that particular state, now another presidential law is coming under Article 365. One more article you have to remember. Article 364 deals with the state emergency again. If any law passed by the parliament, some state said, no, I will not pass. I will not have this law in Nagaland or in any other state. That particular state will come under again president role. The chief minister is going to be suspended now. So one more tension is Article 365. Allowance 365, national state emergency. Remember all this. Okay, appointment of governor, role of governor. These are some tension going on. Tension is going on. So we will stop here. Okay, we'll take a short break. But this is the thing where the tension is there. Some of the tension, please remember, the tension is very important between the center and the state government. And this is the reason why, before you know the tension, know the federal features and unitary features of the Constitution of India. When I say unitary, every power is concentrated in the hands of the central government. When I say federal, power is completely divided between the center and the state government. Okay, we will have